Queen Nzinga Mbande, also known as Nzinga of Ndongo and Matamba, was a remarkable 17th-century African monarch whose reign in what is now Angola left a lasting legacy. Born in 1583, Nzinga was the daughter of King Nzinga Mbande of Ndongo, a kingdom situated in the central region of present-day Angola. Her mother's identity remains uncertain, but Nzinga's early life was shaped by the political and cultural dynamics of the region. Nzinga was raised in the royal court, where she was exposed to the complexities of governance and diplomacy from a young age. Her education included traditional knowledge, military strategy, and diplomacy, preparing her for a role that would demand both political acumen and military prowess. Ascension to power. Nzinga's rise to power began in earnest when her brother, King Mbande, faced the encroaching threat of Portuguese colonialism. The Portuguese, having established trading posts and fortresses along the West African coast, were expanding their influence inland. In 1624, Nzinga was sent as an ambassador to negotiate with the Portuguese, a move that would become a defining moment in her life. During the negotiations, Nzinga demonstrated remarkable diplomatic skills and resolve. She refused to sit on the floor, as was customary for ambassadors, choosing instead to sit on a chair, which the Portuguese found both unusual and audacious. This act of defiance symbolized her refusal to accept the subjugation of her people. Nzinga's diplomatic efforts did not yield the desired peace, and tensions escalated. Her brother's death in 1626 led to Nzinga's ascension to the throne of Ndongo. Her leadership was immediately tested by the Portuguese, who had grown increasingly aggressive in their attempts to control the region. Reign and resistance against the Portuguese. Nzinga's reign was marked by a fierce resistance against Portuguese colonization. The Portuguese sought to control the lucrative slave trade and the rich resources of the interior, but Nzinga's resistance posed a significant obstacle to their ambitions. She employed a combination of military tactics, strategic alliances, and diplomacy to combat Portuguese encroachment. One of her notable military strategies was the creation of alliances with neighboring kingdoms, including the Matamba Kingdom. Nzinga recognized the importance of unity among African states in resisting European colonization. She forged a strategic alliance with Queen Kimpa Vita of Matamba, which strengthened her position and enhanced her military capabilities. Nzinga's military campaigns against the Portuguese were characterized by guerrilla tactics and strategic withdrawals. She adapted her strategies to the challenging terrain and utilized her knowledge of the land to outmaneuver Portuguese forces. Her leadership inspired both her troops and the people, earning her a reputation as a formidable warrior and tactician. Cultural and political reforms. Nzinga's reign was not solely focused on military resistance. She also implemented significant cultural and political reforms. She sought to consolidate her power and establish a strong centralized state. Nzinga introduced administrative reforms aimed at improving governance and strengthening the kingdom's defenses. She also played a crucial role in preserving and promoting the cultural heritage of her people. Nzinga was a patron of the arts and a proponent of traditional practices. She supported local artisans and encouraged the continuation of cultural rituals and ceremonies, ensuring that her people's heritage remained intact despite the pressures of colonialism. The formation of a new kingdom. In her quest to resist Portuguese dominance, Nzinga expanded her influence by incorporating the Matamba Kingdom into her realm. After the death of Queen Kimpa Vita in 1641, Nzinga seized the opportunity to annex Matamba and integrate it into her domain. This expansion significantly strengthened her position and allowed her to exert greater control over the region. Nzinga's rule over both Ndongo and Matamba established a powerful and united kingdom that posed a serious challenge to Portuguese ambitions. Her ability to unify and govern such a diverse territory demonstrated her exceptional leadership skills and strategic vision. Later years and legacy. Nzinga's resistance against Portuguese colonization continued throughout her reign. Despite her efforts, the Portuguese gradually gained control over the region through a combination of military force and diplomatic maneuvering. Nzinga faced numerous challenges, including internal dissent and external pressures, but she remained resolute in her fight for her people's independence. Nzinga's health declined in the latter years of her life, and she faced increasing difficulties in maintaining her kingdom's defenses. She died on December 17, 1663, leaving behind a legacy of resistance and resilience. Her death marked the end of an era of intense struggle against Portuguese colonization. Nzinga's legacy endures as a symbol of resistance and empowerment. She is remembered as a courageous leader who defied colonial powers and fought for the sovereignty of her people. Her contributions to African history are celebrated for their impact on the fight against European imperialism and the preservation of cultural heritage. Historical significance. Queen Nzinga's story is significant for several reasons. Her resistance against Portuguese colonization exemplifies the broader struggle of African nations against European imperialism. Her leadership and diplomatic skills were instrumental in organizing and sustaining resistance efforts, and her ability to forge alliances demonstrated a sophisticated understanding of geopolitics. Nzinga's reign also highlights the complexity of African kingdoms during the era of European expansion. Her efforts to unite various regions and strengthen her kingdom underscore the resilience and adaptability of African states in the face of external threats. In addition to her military and political achievements, Nzinga's cultural contributions are noteworthy. Her support for traditional practices and local artisans reflects a commitment to preserving cultural identity amidst the pressures of colonization. Conclusion. Queen Nzinga of Ndongo and Matamba remains a prominent figure in African history, celebrated for her resistance against Portuguese colonization and her contributions to the cultural and political life of her time. Her leadership, strategic acumen, and unwavering determination make her a powerful symbol of resistance and empowerment. Nzinga's legacy continues to inspire and resonate as a testament to the strength and resilience of African societies in the face of external challenges. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe our channel.